go. Previously on Harbinger, our heroes were unnecessarily thirsty. Mikhail needed to gather resources for the next mission, and told the party that they had a few days before any work would begin. They first checked out the forest. In Juniper's former home, the party found a massive crater with a set of strange footprints inside. Returning to Sunhome, our heroes relaxed at a tavern. A man named Cornelius Evenkeel cornered the party and revealed himself to be a member of the mysterious press gang. Seeing that old Grog Blossom had no crew or ship, Cornelius sent our heroes out on a quest to prove their worth. They journeyed to a drake's nest surrounded by sharks. Hardtack shot his familiar Squiffy out of a cannon, giving vision inside the nest. The party came into conflict with another adventuring group called the Unpleasants. As they debated over the treasure, the drakes came home. Both groups worked together to combat the drakes. Juniper blasted a moonbeam. Raven took all the damage. Hardtack dragged a drake down into shark-infested waters, and Diedrich became the Bone Boy. Later, Cornelius told Hardtack that he did indeed have a crew. All he needs is a ship. But what awaits our heroes? What is Mikhail's plan? Find out right now on Harbinger. All right.
I'll have you remember that at the end of last episode, you said the Bone Boy, and then you hated it and said no, and we all said yes because it was too late.
Bone Boy lives on.
Canon now.
Yeah, this is.
Don't say that. You love it.
All right. So we're gonna start the same way we do every single week, with fun facts. So this time, Diedrich, you were at the top of the queue.
Cool.
So, Diedrich.
Yeah, I think Diedrich, I was thinking about this because it's hard to come up with fun facts after so. Okay, I think Diedrich used to be scared of the dark, and like from being like on the street for so long, and was scared of the dark for a really long time until he got attacked at night and someone tried to rob him, and he mustered up the courage, fought his ass. He did get his ass kicked and he did get robbed, but he was so proud of himself for standing up for himself that he was no longer afraid of the dark.
Nice. Oh, that's great. Alright, next up, Raven. Do you have a fun fact about yourself for us?
I do. Raven actually really loves her name. Her mom gave her name of Raven because her mom, before she passed, loved ravens. And she would lovingly call her little bird. And, because ravens are really smart and they can often communicate with humans, and Raven's mom loved to have her little pet birds around. And so when Raven came out, bright-eyed and black-haired, her mom named her after her favorite animal. So she actually really loves her name, and if she sees ravens out in the wild, she kind of thinks oh, hey mom,
Oh, that's really sweet.
And I was about to cry at the beginning of the episode.
I know. My mom really likes robins, IRL. And I always think about her when I see Robin. That's really sweet.
Oh, that's so sweet. Next up, Juniper. Juniper, do you have a fun fact about yourself for us?
Hello. I've got one very small fun fact. Juniper's first memories are of her and a bunch of other folks that not a bunch, a group of people that she grew up with, all going out into the forest and gathering plants and berries together. And sometimes when she is feeling particularly safe, she can really strongly recollect this memory, and it's a kind of grounding memory for her.
Wow.
Oh,
we're being real sentimental today.
Yeah.
I like it. No, it's really sweet.
Yeah, that was great. And last but certainly not least, Admiral Hardtack.
Admiral Hardtack. Yeah, Hardtack first stepped foot on a vessel as a shantyman at the ripe young age of 16. That was his only job on the boat, was to sing the shanties to get everybody to work in harmony and in tune. And he was a terrible deckhand, so they just made him sing all the time so that other people could do the work. But
Nice.
That's where he started to learn the ways of working a ship and manning the sails, etc., etc. So where he
Are
got
we
his
gonna
start.
reenact?
I was just about to say that.
Maybe.
Paint us a picture, but with your
with your voice.
mouth.
Yeah.
Voice.
Maybe-
That's a better word. Thank you.
Maybe at some point,
Listen.
Hardtack will sing us a song.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. We will certainly get there sometime.
With your mouth.
Yeah, you know.
Paint me a picture with you. All right.
Listen,
Anyway,
look, stop it. I gotta go.
so we open up right where we left off, where Mikhail has you all in front of.
And a
front
dragon
of the-
roared outside.
She has you in front of a large board, and it has all of these scraps of paper nailed to it. A bunch of them have these little red threads connecting them, and then in the center is the culprit with a bunch of question marks. And she says, okay, so Diedrich, as she flips the board, there's a thing with the king beneath under it. And she says, Diedrich, I know that according to our records, you had run afoul of the king beneath some time ago. I don't know why, but I'm going to need to ask you a favor. You're gonna have to get us in there. So, Diedrich, some years ago, you were on the street, like you had been for your whole life, and your friends had been recruited by the king beneath, as have most people that are in the street urchin situation. The king beneath is part of leads this thing called the Underguild, and the Underguild takes in people that don't have anywhere to go in Sunhome, gives them a new purpose where they can do specific jobs.
Illegal
And
jobs?
Not necessarily legal.
Okay.
There's theft, there's arson, there's all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Some of it can be legal.
Okay.
I guess. It depends on the job, but you completely botched a job.
Uh-oh.
Your first job for
Okay.
the king beneath,
Okay.
and you were basically like exiled.
Great.
The king, the
It's very on
you've
brand for
never actually
Diedrich.
you've never actually met the king beneath, but you know that he exists. You spoke to one of the underlings who gave you a job, and you tried to do it. What it was is up to you, but it completely fucked up.
Okay. Are they still around? Like I know I'm exiled, but like if somebody saw Diedrich on the street that worked for them, they wouldn't like chase me down and try to kill me. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No. This is basically it's more like when you hire an employee to do something and they completely fuck up and they're fired.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So I was fired.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
you were fired from the
Lots of arson references tonight. Okay. Cool.
So she says, do you remember the entrance, how to get in, anything like that?
Do I, Tyler?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. So.
DM, please help.
I mean, yeah, I remember. I don't want to go back there. They're not gonna let me in. I was a kid, and I botched the whole gig. They're not gonna let me anywhere near it.
So she starts shuffling her papers around. She says, according to our records, that was 7 or 8 years ago. I'm sure they can forgive you by now, especially if you come with a whole entourage.
I mean, if it's entourage of people looking for work, maybe. And Diedrich kind of looks around at the team and is like, "You guys all maybe could pass as street urchins if we could, dirty it up a little bit." Diedrich wants to go over to Raven and try to mess up her hair a little bit.
Hardtack kind of looks at his clothes that are very well tailored and very
Yeah,
well
right.
fitting, and he's just like, I don't think so. I don't know if I could pass as a street urchin here.
I don't think any of you could. You guys, I mean, maybe Juniper, but you guys we need to get a little dirt on your faces.
I don't know if that's a compliment, but thank you.
Hardtack just kind of taps the tip. He like looks up and taps the tip of his hat, and just a bit of dust falls down onto his face. He's like, "Is this going to do?"
Getting there. DM, the way that I am hinting and winking at you about a shopping montage, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying.
Reverse Pretty Woman. Everybody.
Yeah, I don't want to take it there.
Dumpster
You're not ready for
dive?
that.
What do you mean shop? Aren't
That's actually a good point. A shopping montage, but in
dumpsters.
but in dumpsters. Yeah.
So the thing is, you actually never went on your original shopping spree that you wanted to go on last
I
session.
was promised more
forgot.
rope,
Take me
excuse
shopping.
I
I
used
need-
up all of my rope for a zip line, and I never got to replenish.
Take me
So
shopping.
what
I
we
need to
could
turn
do-
my bone into a sword.
Yeah. So what we can do is, because now that Mikhail's with you and you have an objective, you can get a rough timeline. And if you want, do you want to ask? So yeah, Mikhail, she says, look, if you need to get supplies, then by all means we should go get supplies.
Wait, Mikhail, why do you want anywhere near the King Beneath anyway? What is he gonna do for you?
So she points to the board. She flips the board back over, and she says, "So we saw." She starts just pointing like Pepe Silvia-ing at this board, and she says, "The zombies underground. We know that they're connected to the zombies in the forest, and we know that those zombies, at least one of them, was abducted as a street urchin. Now, I would bet that the King Beneath knows exactly who went missing." If that urchin was under the employ of the Underguild.
You're talking about
Not
the
only
skull that I found, Tyler, that I recognized? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. She says, not only that, but I'm sure that Underguild deals in all kinds of secret information. I would bet a platinum piece that they know.
You said
exactly
you bet.
what's
You
going
said
on.
you.
I take that bet. Dietrich is like pushing Hardtack. I take that bet. I'll take that bet.
Just two faces squished together, trying to get closer to the cap. Yeah. She says, not only that, but the 3 high houses in Sunhome, we know that somehow one of them might be involved. I would assume that the Underguild would be privy to this information somehow.
Well, we can try, but
This music is
you
beautiful.
guys all need new clothes.
New or old?
I'd like to keep.
You
my
guys
clothes, please.
all need old clothes.
So, okay. So, she says, we can go into Free Market today. If you want, we can get clothing. You can spend some of that coin.
Sounds good to me. And Dietrich is finding all of the bones that he had collected.
Great. Sunday, you got the list of things that you found,
I
right?
sure did. Can I share with the
Okay.
class?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Please. Okay, so the things that I found. Oh wait, I put them in my character sheet. They're not there anymore. Hold on, I'll go back to our message. I know I found a series of bones. I found a dagger with a lapis in the hilt, 5 silver, a small red potion in a glass vial, which, you know, I want to drink with reckless abandon, sharp bone shard, and a small carved wooden figure of a horse, which
Okay.
I
Did
would,
you say horse?
yeah, a horse. Yes.
And from the nest, you split the treasure. You all split the treasure with the Unpleasants. Your half was 200 gold pieces total.
Oh shit.
And I'm holding on to it, right? At
Each?
the moment.
Yes. No, total.
Oh, God, I
So
was like-
200.
Okay.
Unpleasants, you all.
And wait,
So,
wait, he just
did we
has
split
it?
it all 50-50, or do I have it? I'm just holding on to it.
50-50
Holding on
among
to
4
it.
of us. You get it.
Well, 50 each is what I meant. 50,
So
50,
50-50. Yeah. Okay.
55.
Wait, didn't you say 250?
Mm-mm.
200.
200.
200.
For the party.
I can't
with
And then
Your
whatever it needs to count.
numbers.
All right.
I don't need any money.
I'd
You
say
can
we
have
just we had just split it. Oh, you don't need it?
I need
it.
it.
I'm not gonna do anything with it.
I just grab it as quickly as I can. I would say that I'm the oldest, the most what's the term?
You'll use it for all of us. I mean, right?
Exactly.
That's
Yes.
the point.
Yes.
Diedrich is
More
reaching
like
for
a
it.
Community fund.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Juniper doesn't want to hold on to money, but is also. I won't say more.
All right.
Okay.
So I put 100 in my pocket.
Cool. Yeah, that happens. You absolutely do that. So you go into free market. Right? Is that
Shopping.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Wait.
that's true.
Can
Absolutely.
Diedrich do like an investigation of maybe like some of the stuff on the street or like cloth that I see or like tents or like overhang awnings of fabric and stuff like that to maybe dirty the party up a little bit?
You want to...
I want to find like that old road t-shirt. You know, the road t-shirt. You know when you're like driving down the road and you're like, why is there a t-shirt on the side of the road? I want to find that shirt.
I see.
You know what I mean? You wanna,
Yes.
you wanna,
Seems
you wanna.
very specific. Sorry for the aside. Did you pick up a shirt? Off the
Okay,
side of the
listen,
road
I've
at
never
one point?
personally picked up a road
Okay.
t-shirt, but I live in Atlanta. There are lots of road t-shirts.
Okay,
I'll
got
be
it.
honest. I have a road dad hat.
See?
Like
See?
like an I Heart New York, but
Yeah.
like I Heart Sun Home kind
Yeah,
of shirt. Is that what you mean?
yes. Wait, can I please have
I
an
love
I Heart Sun Home shirt?
You know what? Fine. Fine.
Yes. Yes.
That exists now in the world.
Diedrich finds.
are,
Can I
yeah.
find one on the street though? Like I have one now.
Sure.
Okay,
sure.
Diedrich gives that to Hardtack. Here, wear this.
Okay.
Hardtack literally just exactly where he stands, just starts unbuttoning his shirt like with no abandon. He's just like, all right, just puts on his. He like has to kind of maneuver the opening of the shirt around his hat and the horns and like gets it stuck a little bit. He's like kind of struggling. He's like,
Can I help
And then
him?
he
Can I,
finally-
can I try to help?
Hardtack is starting to strip. Literally just goes.
Tyler, what is Mikhail doing when
Yeah,
Hardtack
yeah.
takes off
Good
his shirt?
question.
Just curious.
What is Mikhail doing while you strip? She is.
We thought it wasn't going to be as thirsty, but Hardtack's taking off his clothes.
I don't
Yeah,
think
guess
any of us
so.
thought it wasn't gonna be as thirsty, but
Yeah, I guess we should have known better. So she, I mean, she's just like, you know, just waiting. She doesn't seem like she's
Hardtack kind of
specifically.
indifference.
he kind of throws an eye over, like trying to see what Mikhail, like if she's looking or whatnot, and upon seeing that she's not as interested, is just like, all right, and just tries to quickly get the shirt back on.
Can I use some
And
mud
now
from
he's
the
wearing
streets?
an I love heart.
Yeah, I want to use some mud from the streets and kind of like flick it at everybody so that they have some mud on them.
Yeah, that's
You're
fine.
sure it's mud if it's in the street, or
Yes.
okay?
I mean,
Mm.
maybe.
Well, that's something.
Roll for investigation. No,
Can
I'm just
Hardtack
kidding.
investigate the
Yeah.
mud that Diedrich is picking
Do
up
you
right now?
really want to
see if
do
it
this
is-
right now?
If it is
If you
mud or
want.
shit.
You want to
If
know?
you would like, you can investigate. If you can.
Freaking do it.
Okay. Yeah, this is a mix of mud and like food scraps. Like you smell a little bit of apple that's been kind of flicked onto your face. It's
Long-
not shit. There
Okay,
isn't
perfect.
Shit, which is if that's what you're looking
Boo.
for. Yeah, you haven't just rubbed shit on your face.
Maybe
Alright,
Thank
so-
next
God.
time. Better
Thank
luck
God.
next time, bestie.
Yeah. So you get into free market. There are all kinds of stands.
Oops.
People crying out their wares.
Sorry.
That's fine. This music is not upbeat enough. There we go.
Market music.
So yeah, we need market music.
Yeah.
So you get up to one of these stands. There is a merchant crying out his wares. He says, "Welcome to the general store. Is there something I can do for you folks?"
Oh,
You
what
look like a
general
nice-
goods do you have?
Well, all kinds of general goods, I'd say. Spelunking, dungeon delving. We got some fishing gear. We've got trail rations, potions of healing, and all sorts of oddities. Not to mention some of the finest secondhand weapons in the whole free market.
Can Diedrich pull out the dagger with the lapis and ask, how much do you think this is worth?
So he takes the dagger and he turns it a few times. He ducks underneath the stall and he comes back and he's got a big old jeweler's thing in his hand and he says, "Oh, this is a fine lapis, young man." He says, "I could probably give you, And he reaches into his back pocket. He takes out a little journal. He opens it with one hand, like with the skill that only somebody who deals with books a lot could probably do. And he begins just thumbing through it. And he says, "For the dagger with this lapis in it, I could give you 20 gold pieces."
What about a trade? You got anything worth trading?
Well, that depends on what you're looking for there, son. You seem like a nice dirt-covered youth. What can I do? What do you get? The man who has nothing.
Excuse me, sir. I am not a dirt-covered youth. I am a, how do you say, bone boy.
Ah. Never heard of one of those before.
Now you can't say that again. Can't say that tomorrow. Does he have any magical items?
He does. He does,
cool.
In fact. He has... Actually, this is a rare opportunity for me to actually use one of the books that are...
Oh my god, is he going to get a prop right now? Our DM is going to get a prop. He's going to get a prop.
So he says, "You'll find some of the best common magic items in the whole city over here." I opened right up to the page.
Wow.
He says...
Impressive.
Yeah. Blessed by the gods. So he says, "We have all kinds of things. Is there any function that you're looking for, young man?"
I personally don't wield magic myself, so I don't know, maybe something to fight with magic.
So he begins thumbing through his little journal.
Yeah,
and he
Tyler, I'm
said-
looking for something that's like maybe like a weapon, but maybe more of like something I can wield, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like a sword or a dagger or something. Like it could be like something that spits magic or doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be an actual weapon.
A non-weapon weapon.
So
Casual.
non-weapon weapon?
I guess. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Just tell me what you have.
No, what do you look...
Like I was saying, like something that maybe does a magic thing, but it doesn't have to be like a sword that does a magic thing or a bow that does a magic thing. It can be like a rock that doesn't have a magic.
Item.
Yeah, a magical item. Yeah.
Magical rock.
Okay.
Yeah, a marble.
All right, so he says... So he says, "Well, we've got all kinds of magical items here. We have a bead of nourishment. This is a spongy little gelatinous bead, dissolves on your tongue and provides 1 day of nourishment. We've got clothes of mending, clothes that magically mend themselves if they get torn or just dirty from the daily wear and tear. We have a dread helm. It's a fearsome steel helm, makes your eyes glow red. Doesn't really do much in combat."
just scary. Diedrich perks up at that.
He says, "Yeah, I'm not sure how it would fit over those horns.
Oh,
that
damn
might
it.
be a little difficult."
Can I poke
We
a hole in
have,
it?
Hardtack just does a quick little blink and makes his eyes go white and then blinks back, just as a little joke once he hears that.
Don't show off.
He says, "Yeah, this fella knows what I'm talking about." He says, "We have a rope of mending. You can cut its 50-foot coil of hempen rope. You can cut it into any number of smaller pieces. And if you say the command word, they all just knit back together again."
Cool.
What's the command word?
You can set it when you buy the rope. right?
Okay, yeah.
That's cool.
I'm
As
just wondering
in-
how much is the rope?
I know, right?
That rope, it's about 20 gold pieces for the rope of mending.
Okay.
We have a tankard of sobriety. We have an unbreakable arrow.
Tankard of sobriety?
That sounds opposite. Can you tell me more, please?
Yeah.
So he says, "Well, the tankard of sobriety." He reaches under the desk and he pulls out this tankard, and it has a stern face sculpted into the side. He says, you can drink ale, wine, any other alcohol from this without becoming inebriated. Of course, it has no effect on poison, like liquid fire or anything like that, but just alcohol.
Can you tell me more about the Unbreakable Arrow, please?
Of course. It's an arrow that, well, it can't be broken.
Hell yeah.
Unless it's inside of an anti-magic field or something like that, but
Who would
it's
get it?
mostly just an arrow that you just darn thing will never break on you.
Is it just one arrow?
Indeed, a single unbreakable arrow.
How much?
That's 10 gold.
Okay.
How much is
We
that
also
taken?
have
I have an
I
idea
like to
for it.
imagine that Raven like steps forward anytime there's something that
Yeah.
she's interested in, and then just like
And then
skulks
backs out.
backwards.
Yeah. Just in between Hardtack and Diedrich's horns
just, like-
every now and then. Yeah.
Now, how much for
We
that
also-
tankard you said?
Yes, the tankard is also 10 gold pieces.
I'll give you 7.
You drive a hard bargain there, sir. You have anything to trade, perhaps? Make it worth my while.
Ah, I carry pretty light. I pack light. How about 8? In lieu of
8
trade.
gold pieces.
Aye.
I can do that.
All right.
So
he pulls out and just slams them on the table.
Nice,
And,
nice,
and
nice.
wants that tankard.
I want to
All right,
pickpocket
yeah.
this guy so bad
That's
after we
for
buy
sure.
all of his stuff.
He says, if it's the pizzazz you're looking for, we have a cloak of billowing.
What is
We
that?
also have a, well, while you're wearing it, you can make it billow dramatically.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Wait, how much is
so-
that? How much is it?
That one is only 15 gold pieces for the cloak of
Oh,
billowing.
I'll fucking take it, bestie. I'll
All
take
right.
that. Yes!
All right. So you subtract 15 gold from your inventory, and you can put Cloak of Billowing in your inventory. So it's while wearing this cloak, you can use a bonus action to make it billow dramatically. Yeah. He says, as far as weapons go, well, the smiths forge most of the weapons here, and we do have a permit to get them lightly enchanted. Those do fall under the expensive side, though. It does take a lot of gems powdered into different forms, and blood of different creatures, and all kinds of strange ingredients to get things enchanted, so they
What
are
kind
a
of
bit more
ingredients
expensive.
does it take? Just wondering.
I think the whole
Uh,
party is shocked to hear Juniper speak up just then. Like Diedrich jumps a little.
He's like, whoa, hell, hey there.
Hardtack kind of
I just-
steps aside and like pats her back to like push her closer
Yeah.
to the table so that the
Juniper,
merchant can hear.
Juniper does one of those like looks when she's touched, and also the like that like sneaky like get your hand off of me arm smack, and then just turns around and says, I'm just curious about what kind of ingredients does. What were we saying?
If I wanted to enchant a weapon, good sir, what would I need to collect?
So he says, well, some of these strangest ingredients. I've heard of a sword that you use troll earwax to enchant. There are some that you need powdered
Shrek.
flowers that only grow in certain times of the year. There are goblin teeth. I've heard of a spell that you need 6 goblin teeth, but they can only be the front left quarter of the goblin mouth. I've heard of
We know
there
where
are
some
things
goblins
that-
are.
Goblins don't take
utilize-
care of their teeth, do they?
Indeed. There are some that utilize drake scales. There are some things that utilize dragon's blood. I've heard of a spell that you need pixium, if you believe it or not. What someone needs pixium for in a spell, other than to get you good and clobbered for the night, I'll never know. But all sorts of strange ingredients can be used from magical creatures and magical things, and sometimes even the mundane can be used as spell components. And if they can be used as spell components, they can be infused into an object.
Cool.
Just wondering, just curious. who gathers those ingredients?
All kinds. Well, sometimes it's adventurers.
Interesting.
There any ingredients which you need gathered?
Ingredients that I might need. So he flips to the very back of his journal, and he says, "I do actually have a list of ingredients for components that I might
Side
require."
quest.
I happen to like gathering.
She's a gatherer. This one.
All right. Well, so he.
I don't, however, like communicating with strangers.
So he takes a separate sheet of paper and he starts copying a list down, and he gives you the list, Juniper.
Cool.
Or he slides it forward on the desk, and he says, "If you can find these ingredients, I would pay a hefty sum.
Cool.
Would sure save me a lot of trouble. I wouldn't have to go out of my way to leave the city, brave the strange creatures and dangers outside of there. I would take it as a great service."
This
Cool.
is exactly the opposite about how I feel about this. The way that you're describing going out into the wild is how I feel being in the city. So, anyways, thank you. Juniper looking at the list and just like backs away.
What else does
Awesome.
the gentleman have that I can purchase? Because
So-
Diedrich has
you
no
said you had
concept.
oddities. What is the oddest thing you might have?
The oddest. Oh boy. And he vanishes behind a curtain.
Oh
for
my
a
god.
good
Diedrich
minute
is
and a
very
half.
surprised. Where'd he go?
He just he pulls a curtain behind him, and you hear the various crashing sounds. You hear like a cat just, and he comes out with this jar, and it has a little head in it, and the head, it's a jar. It seems sealed, filled with liquid, and the head seems to be like moving around on its own and looking at people, and he says, "Bought this from a fella from Nide," and he puts it on the table, and the head just seems to be like opening and closing its mouth and like mouthing out things. It's not in any you can't understand what it's saying, but he says, "For some reason, can't get rid of the damned thing.
For some reason, I bet.
For some reason, nobody wants it, so I just keep it back there and I tell it my problems at the end of the day.
Does it ever respond to your problems?
It never stops doing this," and the head's just like,
What happens? What happens if you tip it upside down?
he says, "I never thought about that." He just tips it upside down, and the head just like upside. Nothing changes. It's just upside down. now,
Okay,
now,
well,
as
Diedrich is looking
it
at it
slowly
upside
sinks to
down.
the top.
It's like he turns it upside down. I'm so
Hey.
tempted to buy this random jar.
Flips it back up again.
So tempted.
Listen,
Okay.
tell you what,
Nobody's wanted it. What's your asking price, huh?
well, my ass. It used to be 100 gold pieces because it's very rare to find just a severed head that's continuing to do things. But now I'll throw it in as a well. Though actually, I have become very fond of it. No one else will listen to me talk about my problems at the end of the day, so I don't think. Can you really
Therapist
put
in
a
a
price
jar.
on that? You know,
A therapist that doesn't give you any advice but haunts your dreams.
it's just a vent.
Is that
Yeah,
not
so-
how therapists are supposed to be?
I wouldn't dare take away a man's friend, so yeah. Thank you for showing us, though. It's
Oh, of
intriguing.
course. That is the strangest thing that I own. And
What's the most expensive thing you have, good sir?
So he's mid-travel back, and he says, "Oh, I'll get that." And he closes the curtain behind him. You hear a couple more like, couple more crash sounds, and he comes out with a long sword,
Oh, cool.
and he puts it on the desk. It's got its own holder, and it's got its own sheath that is. It's on a plaque. There's the sword on two hooks, and then the sheath above it on two hooks.
Cool.
And you notice that the sword, it has all of these runes engraved on it. And some of them glow blue, some of them glow red, some of them glow green. And in the hilt, there is what looks like on the pommel of the hilt is a sphere with a big eye on it.
Cool.
He says, "This is 1,000 gold pieces for this."
What does it do?
He says, "Legend has it that this sword was made to kill dragons."
Starts a story with
I'm whispering to Diedrich.
anytime somebody starts a story with legend has it means they're probably lying. Just keep that in mind, boy.
Diedrich takes this information and is very thankful for it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably true.
Sorry to
Right,
interrupt.
right.
Go ahead.
No, grumble.
So he
Murmur,
says,
murmur.
"Legend has it this sword was made to kill dragons. In fact, it has killed several dragons." And he points to each of the runes that are glowing different colors. And he says, "Each of these runes represents a dragon that this sword has killed. Some say
Cool.
that it absorbs the powers of these dragons, grants the wielder immunity from the breath of these types of dragons that it has slain."
Cool. Diedrich reaches out to touch it.
So as you reach out, he's like, "Nope, no.
Yes!
And he-
I just wanted my pretty woman moment. Diedrich giggles like a maniac. Okay, cool. Diedrich is gonna reach into. Sorry, I feel like I'm. If you guys want to buy something, interrupt me. Like I'm
I
taking.
bought what I need.
Okay.
do you have
Wanna do
do you
that?
have per se any bows?
Of course we have bows. We've got all kinds of bows. Is there you looking for? He says, "You look like a ranger."
Very astute with my bow on my back.
Indeed.
Sassy.
What is this guy's name? Tyler.
Old keen-eyed Tom. That's me.
Tom. Where you get your name?
I'd like to buy
Hardtack slaps his
some-
knee a bit.
If I'd like to buy some rope and also a good bow, what you got
Indeed.
for me?
May I observe your bow? Oh, is your wolf with you, Raven? I'm assuming that your wolf is with
he's
you
staying
until
with
you
me.
say otherwise.
He's not going anywhere.
Right.
He's like right here.
Yeah, he says. So he asks for your bow. To
Does he
observe it.
like reach for it? Because I'd like to imagine that he like went to go like reach for it, and the wolf just like does like one of those like fake like, "Rah!" and like tries to like don't one of those moments.
Yeah, I imagine it.
It's
if
fine.
It's,
Here,
if it
you can have
isn't
my bow. Here.
a throaty growl. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Snip.
So he reaches for your bow. He hears a, and he slowly draws his hand back and waits for you to give him your bow. He looks at the bow. He says, "Oh, this looks handmade. I don't know if I can." And he points to a bunch of the nicks in it where you've used it to block weapons or to do all kinds of things like that. And he says, "I could give you a bow. I could surely get you a bow of better quality, but I'm not sure about the sentimental value of this one. Would you be all right if I would trade, of course. It's hard to come across a good handmade bow. You know what I'm saying?"
Do you have
What else are
I
they
don't wanna give
made
up my
by in this universe? Factories? Robots?
Well, sorry, not handmade. I suppose all bows are handmade, if you want to get into semantics with me.
Sorry.
There's just some dwarven machinery
Yeah.
that's running, cranking out these bows, stamping,
Yeah.
stamp pressing them out of pieces of wood.
The fantasy Amazon.
5,000. Yeah.
Fantasy Walmart.
Diedrich is going through that like young adult phase where you become really pedantic and
Yeah,
just want to annoy
absolutely.
the shit out of everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really want to pickpocket
Well,
this guy. If I
can
didn't
go
like
to
him
the
so much,
bathroom.
yeah, I would be.
Yeah. So he says, "I can get you a bow with, it's laden with some steel that would help support it. You'd be able to use it as a blocking weapon if you so desired.
Get a shield.
It's hard to shoot an arrow when you're holding a shield, you know."
Do you
Pedantic.
have I switch routes because I don't want to give up my bow, and I realize that I do really like my bow. Arrows. What do you got? What do you got for stronger arrows?
Get the unbreakable one.
We
Diedrich,
do
It's
have.
just one.
that's true.
That's what's killing me. Is it's one.
Yeah, but it's better than
You go grab
than
it.
a bunch of breakable arrows, isn't it?
Says, well, we do have trick arrows, if that's what you're looking
What
for.
are those?
Can you please explain to me what a trick arrow is?
So a trick arrow, there's all kinds, and he reaches under his desk with a little scroll and just like whoosh, like whips it out, and the scroll unfurls. It's about like 2 feet long, and it's just all different kinds of arrows. You see, there's ice, sleet, fire, acid, thunder. He says, I can get you arrows that deal all kinds of different damage when they hit.
Yeah. How much?
He said, that depends on the arrow. He said, the first tier just changes the type of damage. That's going to run you about 10 gold per arrow. And then the second tier, which is 20 gold per arrow, that deals additional kinds of damage. Or it could put someone to sleep if they fail to break the influence, if they fail safe. This was one.
How do I roleplay my way through this?
And he says, and then of course there's the third tier of arrow. And he goes all the way to the bottom where there are just 3 different kinds of arrows. One says banishment,
Ooh.
one says sanctuary, and one says healing.
Cool. Healing
And
arrows.
He says, each of these arrows are 50 gold apiece. They're very difficult to manufacture. And he says, actually, come to think of it, a couple of the ingredients on that one's list go into these tiers of arrows. If you can, tell you what, I'll make you a deal. If you can get me the ingredients, I'll cut the price in half.
Cool.
But not right now. Right now, I'll charge you 10, 20, 50 for these.
Oh yeah, Raven, get some arrows. Also, I mean, we have that extra 100 too, or 50, don't we?
That's true.
Get spotted by the pirate.
Yeah.
Get some arrows. I'm happy
Maybe
to throw
now
in for
I'll
that.
Just take some rope. Do you have some rope that I could
Of
have?
course. Of course. Would you like a rope of mending, perhaps?
And that was
How much
in
that again?
character.
Was it 10?
Keen-eyed Tom.
Yeah, that was
just took his
absolutely
little
in
journal-
character. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He just... Yeah.
was that 10 again? I'm sorry.
Indeed, 10 gold for this very nice rope of mending.
I bet you could get it for 8.
Hardtack's just like a mosquito in
Hardtack
everybody's
say that-
ear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I
trying to
get a
them
little
to
bit.
negotiate.
I stand up a little bit taller, and my wolf growls a little, and I go, "What about 8?"
Are you trying to intimidate him into doing this?
We're the worst
Maybe.
party for this merchant.
All right, you can roll and intimidate if you'd like.
Oh God.
This man has met a freaking party tonight.
13.
Because I have a wolf, please.
Just no.
No.
Is the
I'm just
intimidation.
So he says,
No.
I can take you down to 9. There, young miss.
Fine.
Not the young miss. All right.
Keen-eyed Tom.
So keen-eyed Tom, he gives you he goes back into the warehouse area, and he comes back with this long coil of rope. And you notice that woven in are these purple threads that go all throughout the rope. And he says, allow me to demonstrate. And he takes a cleaver out from his belt, and he raises it to cut the rope, and he's like, wait a second, you gotta set a command word first. And he puts the cleaver down. So he gives you the rope. He says, merely touch the rope, set the command word or command phrase, and then hack away.
Poo poo.
It's the way I suddenly forgot all words. Go on.
Tooth. Eyebrow.
Badger. No,
Dirt.
We say that too much.
Can I just do mend? Is that boring?
You can do
Band-Aid.
whatever you want.
Just kidding.
Band-Aid. Reparo.
Oculus Reparo.
I'm just gonna go with mend if that's cool.
All right.
I'm just
so
trying to
you
think of
touch-
like what I'll remember in 3 sessions.
You touch the rope. You say mend. You can put rope of mending in your inventory, and if you want to put a little note somewhere that says the keyword is mend, then
Thank you.
that also works. And subtract 9 from your inventory. He then takes the cleaver and he just cuts the rope, cuts it into several sections, and he says, "Go ahead."
Mend.
Nice. As you say that, the purple threads, they shoot out of the rope and they all just interweave.
Cool.
And they bring the whole thing together, and all of the other threads begin to weave together as well.
Cool.
And it's good
Hell
as well.
yeah.
Cool.
He looks at your wolf over the counter a little bit, and he says, nice fella. And he reaches into his back pocket, he pulls out a little piece of jerky, and he tosses it over at the wolf.
Raven, catch it in your hand and be like, no human food.
Why would
Strict
I do
diet.
that IRL?
Yeah. How much for the cleaver?
This is a family heirloom. Got this from my grandma.
How much for the cleaver?
It's not.
How much for the cleaver?
He's like, I can't.
How much for the cleaver?
It's not for sale, damn it! And he puts it back in his belt.
Do you have a butcher knife back there?
Says, yeah, we got knives if you like. They're about
Butcher
6 gold
knives.
apiece. Butcher knives?
Yeah.
This is not an eatery, my dear boy.
Bone boy. To you, sir. Actually, speaking of, and Dietrich reaches in
Oh
and
my
pulls out his shard of bone. His sharp bone.
Dietrich pulls out his bone.
His bone.
No, not this, please.
And can you turn this into a weapon? Preferably, special and powerful and magical and the greatest thing that ever happened to anyone?
So he says, I can't, but if you go to the blacksmiths, they will
that's
be
right.
able to do so.
Okay, sorry. Awesome. Okay, is there any other magical items? I think I still wanted something and I can't remember what it was.
You mentioned potions, I think, right?
Oh yeah, I actually have a red potion. I pull it out. I pull out my red potion in a glass vial. Do you know what this is? Good sir?
So
Keen?
he pulls out a little wand, and he says, if you want me to identify your items, that'll be 2 gold.
How much for the wand?
The wand, again, is not for sale.
No, I'll risk it. Don't worry about it. Dietrich starts to walk away.
Oh, okay. And he puts it back on a sheath in his belt.
I want that wand. I get that fucking cleaver.
Okay. Yeah, is there anything else that you would like to do? Or are you going to the blacksmith?
I want to go
or-
to the blacksmith, yeah, but I don't want the party
Okay.
can do stuff before.
Okay. So as you're going to the blacksmith, you bump into some kid who is with his mom is holding his hand, and you bump into the kid. And he looks around, he turns to you, he's like, "Sup?"
Dietrich, sup?
And the kid just like rolls his eyes and they continue walking away.
The
Did
fuck was
Hardtack
that,
see this?
dog?
Like, did
Yes.
Hardtack? Okay, Hardtack goes over to Dietrich and says,
Check your pockets, boy.
Anything missing?
Roll me a perception check.
No! Son of a bitch.
Okay. He didn't manage to get anything.
Okay, good.
Which
He
Did he
tried
try?
though. Yeah, he
did
tried.
try. He did try.
Okay, yeah. Dietrich's gonna go to
Yeah.
the blacksmith and stick out his tongue at the kid passing by him.
Alright,
Hardtack's
that
gonna
happens.
slowly follow the kid, just kind of from a distance, just slowly follow the kid and see where he's headed.
Okay.
This is weird.
Not in a weird way. Sorry.
That's
so
super weird.
There's not a not
Super
weird way
weird.
to do this, bestie.
No, Hardtack just saw
You
a kid
can't
try
say,
to
I'm gonna
pickpocket.
follow a kid around, but not in a weird way. What? It's a not weird way.
So, you. Alright, we'll cut to. Alright, we'll follow Hardtack for a second. So Hardtack, you follow the kid. The kid just seems like a little piece of shit. Like he's with his mom. His mom is like, come on, we gotta go. He's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I wanna hit people. She's like, what? Ah.
I'm an adventurer.
She's just dragging him along.
It's an iPad kid. Chat said.
Basically, he's looking at a little magical tablet, and he's just like swiping on it, not even looking up.
He's
Hardtack
famous
uses
on
dramaturgy
TikTok.
to make like a noise that spooks the kid, like from behind, just like because he's being a little shit. All right, he does that.
Yeah. We get from the mother's perspective, or from the kid's perspective, we just hear from behind him, hey, and the kid's just like, looks around.
Hardtack's kind of like just sitting there giggling a little bit and just turns around and walks back to
Hardtack's literally a dad.
Hardtack, scarer of children.
Puts the fear in iPad kids.
So Diedrich, you get to the blacksmiths along with anyone else that's coming with you.
Cool.
The blacksmith, who's on the top left corner of the screen, is a dwarf. And as you walk in, he is currently finishing up a sword, it looks like. And he's got these glowing hands, and he slowly just runs his hand along the length of the sword, and the sword gets sharper where he runs his hand along it. And he places the sword almost irreverently upon its holder. And
What
he
was
looks
that?
up.
How'd you do that? That's so cool.
So he says, "Old family secret."
That's awesome.
He walks up to you. He says, "Welcome to Boulder Shard Emporium of Weapons and Armor."
Diedrich tries to say that in his accent and fails.
Okay.
Give us a shout.
Border shot and weapons.
He says, "Ah, alright. Do you speak common, boy?" And he starts speaking very slowly. And Juniper, Raven, are the two of you with him as well?
I am. Yep.
Alright. So
I'm
looks at-
around, but like staying at a. I'm at my social capacity.
Okay, alright. We'll get to you in a second, Juniper, then. He looks up at you, Raven. He looks up at you, Raven, and he says, "Is he? Alright."
Diedrich is puffing his chest out and playing along.
He says, does he speak common? What is this?
Diedrich is starting to chant, "Bone boy, bone boy, bone boy."
So he looks at Raven and he says, I think your ward is broken.
I'm sorry about him. You have impressive skills. We're here to see maybe if you could help us.
Diedrich pulls out the
Are
very
you
sharp.
taking commissions?
Yeah,
So
Diedrich
you
pulls
pull
out the
out-
bone.
Yeah, you pull out the bone and he says, "Aye, you've got a lovely trinket there, boy."
Bone boy. Diedrich is absolutely
Aye.
loving this and playing along.
And he oh my god, this is not how I imagined the session would go. So he takes the bone, the shard, and he says, is there something you'd like to do at this?
So, weapon murder.
So he gives the bone back to you, and he says, I can make this into a weapon. It'll take some time, but I'm sure it's mighty doable, and for a modest fee as well. Let it never be said that they're like Boulder Shard gives unfair prices. for his
Boulder Shard.
services. Aye, that's me family name, boy. Boulder Shard. Come from a long line.
Pays off, like he takes pity on me and gives me a discount or some shit. This is fantastic.
Alright, you can give yourself a hero point.
Yes! For playing an idiot, I love it.
And so he says, I'd say for about, and he actually comes back up and takes the bone again. He says, "It's a bone from a strange creature. one that I can recognize very easily.
How big is this bone? Can you like I'm thinking a rapier.
Yeah, it's about like this long.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
And
It's a big bone.
It's a big old bone. And so he forget that I did that. So he says, "Hey, I can whittle this down, infuse it with some boulder shard magic."
What kind of magic?
He
Can you
says,
enchant it?
Indeed, I can enchant it. I can carve, and he actually takes the sword that he just made, and he puts it in front of you. You notice that there's dwarven runes in the hilt.
Cool.
And he says, "Any sword inscribed with the boulder shard runes of striking be a bit stronger than your normal weapon, harder to sunder, especially one made of such a primal material as this bone. You know, it's not every blacksmith can make a sword out of something that's not metal or ore based, but I know a few tricks."
Fuck yeah,
Just
I'm about to get a
believe you
bone
me.
sword. So fucking cool. Okay, Deidre takes out the dagger with the lapis, and puts it up on the table, and it's like, stone, in bone, hilt, bone, stone. Does he get what I'm trying to say? I'm trying not to drop the
So,
act, but I want him to
you
take the
want-
lapis from
You
the
want
hilt of
me
this
to
dagger.
Put this stone into the sword.
Bone. And it's nodding.
Aye.
Bone.
Aye. Well, that'll cost you extra. I'll have to take apart the dagger. This stone is inlaid in here.
How much? Like, how much? He hasn't given me a price, right? For any of this yet?
No, he's not. No, he's not. So
How much?
He says, I could probably, working with this material, it'll take some time. It'll take a few days at least. I'll need to find out how hot the bone can get before it begins to bend, and what materials I'll have to infuse it. I'll have to infuse it with quite a few things just to make sure that the bone doesn't shatter.
Yeah, I was just about to ask. Is it
With
gonna
the
break
hammer
as soon as
makes
I use it? Yeah. Okay, cool. How much?
I'd say about 50 gold if you want the whole enchantment package. Of course, I'd be willing to trade as well.
Okay. Diedrich takes the wooden horse figurine and 40 gold, puts it on the counter, and slides it towards him.
So he looks at the wooden horse and he says, what's this, boy?"
That's all Diedrich does.
Attack's like walking into the tent at this point. He's seeing what's going on.
Okay. From here, we hear the door open, and you all turn to see Hardtack. From here, we quick cut. As this is happening, Juniper, you're waiting outside. And I want you to roll me a perception check.
I can do that. Sorry.
It's okay.
I can't read, though.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's getting
Got it.
closer and closer to the computer screen.
I don't know what happened. Something is wrong with my browser. Everything got really tiny.
Okay, so a 15. So with a 15, Juniper, the first thing that you notice is there are a couple of birds. You hear the cheep, 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 tweeting of birds. You're sitting by the fountain. I'd say you're maybe sitting on the edge of the fountain. And you notice that there is a little boy who is just running through a flock of pigeons, and they just like they fly away, and then they land, and he like stops, and then he runs back across, and they just they fly away again, and then they land. And you notice that on the third go around that he has, he trips, falls right on his face. He gets up, he starts crying, his nose is bleeding a little bit. The pigeons don't seem to really notice. They're continuing to go about their business. He begins to look around as he's crying, notices that that he knows is around, and he just slowly walks up to you, Juniper, and he's just like, and he just kind of sits at right next to your feet, up against the fountain, and he's just sobbing into his knees.
Okay. Juniper looks down and then also looks around to see if she can notice anyone that seems to have lost a small child. I'm gonna assume she doesn't see anyone.
Yeah, you don't.
Okay. She's gonna like reach her hand out, but then kind of change her mind and just lean down and say, small sir, are you lost?
So he looks up, he's like, yeah.
Are you hurt?
So he reaches up and he tenderly touches his nose and he starts crying again, winces back in pain. And he says, yeah.
Okay. Can Juniper tell if it's like an injury or like an ouchie?
It looks like he may have broken his nose.
Oh, damn.
Okay. Juniper is gonna like, I guess Juniper's gonna ask if she can take a closer look and try to, I don't know, I guess she's gonna take a closer look. And then she says like, I think I can help you. Is that, do you want me to help with your nose? I think I can help it not hurt.
So he looks up at you and you see his eyes are like bloodshot from crying and he's got like a little bit of snot coming out and he's like, yeah.
Okay. Can I heal this small child?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and do you want to use like a spell?
I guess so. I don't think I have any.
Don't let Tyler bully
spells.
you, Jennifer. You don't have to do shit.
I mean,
want to.
I'm trying to Juniper's not gonna let a.
Would she though? Would she help a stranger child?
Yeah. What?
All right.
It's just a little kid. What does he? He needs help. He's just a goofy little kid.
Chat wants you to kill his child.
Can Juniper is gonna cast Goodberry, if that's okay? Will that help?
Cool.
Can
Yeah.
Goodberry help? Cool, because my thought is she might have some extra berries that she can, I don't know, pocket for the next little kid that falls on his face.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So you get off of the fountain. You get in front of this kid. You hold out your hand, and your eyes flash this brilliant green as you draw energy up from the natural ley lines beneath the ground. The energy snakes up all the way into your hand, where it condenses and solidifies into these 10
good berries.
Good berries. And you hold out your hand and he takes one and he's like, thank you. And he eats one and his nose like pops back into place.
Oof. Ouch.
And at first he's like, ah! And then he like stops as he touches his nose. He notices that the bleeding has stopped. He notices that it's all there. It's all fine.
Damn, a
And,
broken nose is only 1 hit point? Okay.
well, on a 5-year-old, yeah.
Okay.
And so he says, thank you. And he reaches into his pockets for something and he pulls out this little twig. And it looks like there's a little face that's been carved into it, a little smiley face. And he offers you the stick and he says, I'm Brian.
Juniper says, thank you, Brian. Did you make this yourself?
Just, yeah.
Where did you get the twig?
Just, I found it.
Okay.
And he just points to like another part of the market square.
Okay, Juniper is gonna grab the twig
Brian?
and say, Brian, did you make this twig today? Were you over there earlier today?
Yeah.
Who were you there with?
I was with my mom.
Okay. And where is she now?
It's like, I don't know.
I want to smack this kid so bad.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Juniper's gonna say, Brian, do you want some assistance finding your mom?
So he just kind of like holds out his hand.
Okay, Juniper is gonna hold on to Brian's hand.
You just like go around, or
I think that first she's gonna say, Brian, I'm here with friends as well, and I need to let them know where I'm going because they don't like it when I disappear, and so it's really good to let everyone know where you are when you go places.
Not
so,
this turning into a Sesame Street episode of D&D right now, like lessons learned.
I gotta find a spot, all right? Everybody's got.
I like it. I know I like it. This is adorable. You're literally Big Bird right now.
Anyways,
So, yeah.
Juniper's gonna hold on to Brian's hand and go into the blacksmith.
Okay, yeah.
With the kid.
So Hardtack
Does he just hear
walks
Bone Boy like on the counter?
2 seconds after Hardtack walks in, Juniper comes in holding a child, and
Are we adopting this child to the party?
no, and
We already have a child named Diedrich.
I literally put in chat a minute ago, does this child remind you of anyone? Like, it's literally Diedrich.
so Durlag Boulder Shard. He says it'll take 3 days for me to work this into a usable weapon. And he holds up the wooden horse. He says, I don't know what you're trying to sell me with this, but this is not currency or anything valuable for me to use.
Okay,
Straight
Diedrich takes
in
the wooden horse back and puts the 40 gold pieces that he has and the red potion in a glass vial.
Okay, yeah.
And asks
yeah.
that, like, is asking if that's enough. Like,
So
that's, like,
he
literally
looks
all
at
I have.
The vial, he like flips it a couple of times, and he gives it a good old dwarven glance, and he says, "Aye, this'll do." And he actually slides 20 gold back to you.
Yes! Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I just realized that I didn't know
takes
what
the
that was worth.
potion.
Okay, great.
Yeah, he takes the potion and the remaining 20 gold.
Cool.
And he says, "Give me 3 days, and who am I making this for?"
Bone Boy!
He takes a deep breath, and he says, "All right, well, I'll see you in 3 days, Bone Boy." He goes back to work.
Always keep them guessing. Never know which way they're gonna go. I love it.
You all exit the blacksmith, unless there's anything else that you'd like.
Can Raven inquire about if there's anything that he can do to her short sword to make it more powerful?
Long.
Yeah, sure, yeah. So you take out your sword, and he inspects it, and he says, "Hey, this is an old ass sword." And he says, I can update this if you'd like. I can. Yeah, it'll take me a
Yeah, how much,
while.
please?
For an update on your current weapon for slight modifications, I'd say about 20 gold. But
Yes.
Alright.
How long? How long will that take?
come by tomorrow. Shouldn't be too bad. I'll take the rust off. I'll make this a bit more of a masterwork weapon. I can carve. And he says, before I do this though, would you like me to infuse some Boulder Shard runes into the hilt?
Oh, I would love some Boulder Shard ruins, please.
Boulder Shard!
And he puts it, so he puts the shard of bone and the short sword onto an anvil, and he says, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see that one in 3 days. Alright. Out with you. Get out.
Diedrich wants to skip very, weirdly out of the blacksmith.
Yeah,
I like that if if Diedrich ever gets famous for his deeds, that like everyone will have a very conflicting story of what he's like. Very good.
Can we see if Diedrich trips and falls and breaks his nose like the boy
Yeah,
that,
you know what?
that
Roll me an
Jay is taking care of?
acrobatics. Yeah,
No,
roll me
why
an
did you
acrobatics,
do
Diedrich.
this? Why did you do this to me? I was so close. Yes! Yeah!
Wow.
Diedrich does a fucking backflip out of the
Yeah.
blacksmith, dude.
My God.
Diedrich
What
does,
a use of a nat 20. So,
dude, okay, Diedrich does like front hamstring, like, you know, like I'm flipping and fucking no hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Front
but
handspring. It's like a handspring, but you have hams.
Just hands. Oh my God. You front flip and back flip and side flip and diagonal flip all the way out of this place.
Can I parkour
Keeper.
through his blacksmith first? Like I'm jumping up shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, there's a small window that's open, and you just make yourself very narrow, and you barrel roll through the front, and then you superhero landing in the center, right outside of the shop.
This is gonna be my best roll all campaign. It's like the only time.
Juniper,
Oh, sorry.
Brian, he looks dumbfounded. His mouth is open, and he's holding your hand, and you notice his grip has gotten a little tighter on your hand. And he's just like, "What? Who was that? Is that the Bone Boy?"
Brian, look. Just remember him like this. Anyways,
Oh my God. So you exit the shop. Juniper, roll me one more perception check.
oh no. Okay.
My God. All right. So with a 12, Juniper, you hear shouting. You hear a frantic voice shouting down one of the streets. You just hear, "Brian! Brian, where are you?"
Okay. I'm gonna lean down and say, Brian, did you hear that? I think someone's calling your name.
He says, "I didn't hear anything. I was too
Who's
busy."
Brian?
And he's just looking at Diedrich, who's now superhero landed, and hasn't moved from the superhero landing since you exited the shop. He's still there. It seems like he's waiting for you to catch up.
Oh no. I'm gonna. I'm a little. Okay. Hello, friends. This is Brian. He needs our help finding his mom. Did anyone else hear that just now? I think I heard someone calling his name.
Diedrich stands up and puts his hands on his hips and puffs out his chest. Brian, nice to meet ya. I'm the Bone Boy.
Okay, I'm gonna go try to find Brian's mom.
Okay. You follow the sound of the voice, and there is a portly woman with an apron and a big backpack on, and she's calling out, and she sees Brian, and she just sprints over, pushes people out of the way. There's some guy that's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And she runs up to you, and she says, "Brian, I was so worried." And she looks up at you, Juniper, and she says, "Did you find my son?"
Well, I think he found me. Yes, but yes. Mm-hmm.
So Brian says, "The nice little lady healed my nose." And she looks and she sees that there's dried blood under his nose, and she just like kind of wipes it away with her thumb.
Aw.
And she taps his nose a couple of times, and she sees the line of break and that it's healed. And she looks up at you with tears in her eyes, and she takes your hands in hers and she says, "Thank you so much. Thank you so much." And she says, I was buying bread, and I looked away for a second and he was gone, and he loves chasing pigeons, and I should have known better." And she reaches into her pockets and looks like she's looking for something, and she pulls out a small stone, and it's got a couple of runes in it. She puts it in your hand. She says, My name is Vera. If you ever are in trouble, I will help you. Thank you for saving my son. Thank you for helping me find him again.
You said her name was Vera?
Yeah.
Cool. God,
Okay.
we have a mom and a dad now.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah.
Okay. I think Juniper is just gonna say, okay.
She says, so she goes to turn and she stops and she looks back at you. She says, "Are you hungry, miss? I'm sorry, I never got your name."
Oh, I'm Jay. I don't. It's really okay.
She reaches into her backpack, one-handed, and she pulls out something that smells really, really, really good.
I do love food, but I wouldn't say I'm hungry. I mean, I've been hungrier in my life. What really is hungry? I mean, who can say? Look all around us. I mean, there's so much.
She says, "Please, please, I'm a baker. This is
My God.
this is my trade." And she pulls out what looks like a small round object with a little bit of frosting on top. She says, "This is something of my own invention," and she gives it to you. She says, "I call it the red velvet dough ball."
What?
Okay, Vera, I have to tell you, I don't know a whole lot about city stuff, but one thing that I've learned is that I love baked goods. So thank you.
She says, "Well, whenever you want, you tap that stone that I gave you. That's my business stone. And
Sorry.
it'll give you directions to my shop. And you
Okay.
come by whenever you want for some pastries."
The fantasy
If you come
version
early
of
in the morning.
Vera Eats.
Yeah,
Like Uber
Vera
Eats
Eats!
Yeah.
That's canon.
Yeah, she says, anytime. If you come first thing in the morning, you'll get them when they're hot and fresh. So, you come by, Jay,
Okay.
and I'll know you. I'm gonna tell my husband. I'm sure Brian might be working behind the counter. Maybe. But if he's not, I'll know you. And you come by. She says, "Bless you, thank you." She says, "Paylor's light be upon you." And she gives you another nod. She takes Brian by the hand, and they leave.
Cute.
Nice.
Juniper is full of side quests today.
Yeah.
Main
just
quest,
the one.
never heard of her.
Mhm.
So, at that, Mikhail, she's been sitting in the town square this whole time. She's just looking around. She's looking at the clock tower, and she's just like, "Are you done? Are you done? Are we all done?"
Juniper looks
I'd
very
love-
pleased with
I'd love
himself.
to start the mission. Okay, excellent. And she, yeah. All right. So she says, "Okay, well, I guess lead the way, Diedrich."
Ah, yes,
That's
I
the
know where
entrance
I'm
to this
going.
place.
Yes, I 100% know where I'm going. And he starts to stomp with confidence. Where am I going, Tyler?
All right. Well,
Okay. No, I don't actually know.
You begin winding. Yeah.
Yeah.
You begin leading the party, winding down alleys, away from Free Market.
Okay. Can I ask
You
like
end up going-
a couple of questions about it really quick?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so like, is it like mob? Like when we talked about it, it was like definitely the jobs were a little bit seedier. Do they like have like a lot of power in the city and like politics, or is it just like a rogue
They
company?
don't have political power at all.
Okay.
It's just
It's not like
just
corruption.
The jobs that people don't talk about. Typically, the Underguild handles it, and
Okay.
the only people that are able to get those jobs to them are people that kind of already know
Yeah.
what's going on.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah. So we're going to. I'll describe this, and then we'll take a bio break. So, you wind through the city. You get to. You walk past the coin ward. You hear the hammering of anvils, and you get to a nondescript, generic group of buildings. Exactly what Underguild likes. because nobody notices it.
Right.
There aren't any signs. There aren't a lot of people. Diedrich walks up, begins tapping on the sides of the buildings. And Mikhail at first begins to look impatient, but then a spark of recognition as you all notice that Diedrich is looking for hollow points in the wall, and you finally find it, and you press your whole body into it, and you give it a nice shove.
Cool.
And the wall goes inward and slides out like a panel,
Awesome.
leading to a staircase leading downward. You continue through this tunnel, this secret tunnel.
See, it's relevant. We made it work.
Yeah. There we go. Until you get to this map. You get to a small opening from the stairs. It is dark. There's a small torch on the floor. It smells stagnant here. And it is basically silent. You can hear little drops of water in the distance. You should have control of all your minis. You may do what you'd like.
I am gonna
There's
do
a
something
small
I
exit
never do.
there.
Is I have a pack that I want to use something from inside the pack.
Nice.
It has 1,000 ball bearings, and yeah, a bag of 1,000 ball bearings. So I assume are just tiny little metal balls.
Yeah.
And a candle.
marbles.
So I think I want to. Yeah, I just want to take out one of the ball bearings and I want to roll it down the cave and see what I hear from that.
Okay. Yeah, so you take one and you just flick it out. You
Mhm.
hear the as it begins to roll down. You notice that the ground does slope downward. The further into this area that you're going to go, the more you will descend. And you hear it rolling until it hits a wall, and then it stops.
Okay. And did I hear anybody like notice it or anything like that? Okay, cool.
No.
Okay, that's all I want to do.
Okay, that happens.
How far can I see with my dark vision from being a tiefling?
That's a very good point. You can see out to here, to this
Okay.
wall.
I'm gonna have Squiffy take a little invisibility flight with my eyes to try to see a little bit farther
Okay.
that direction.
Okay, so I looked up the spell Invisibility. It lasts for an hour.
Oh damn.
But it's but it's broken when you interact with somebody.
Got it. Okay.
So Squiffy,
Wait, so you're putting invisibility on the monkey, not on yourself, yeah?
Right.
Squiffy can turn invisible
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just to do some recon.
as part of its ability. So it flies out to about where would you like to send it?
Kind of at the edge of where I can see.
Okay.
So yeah, I think like right about there here.
Yeah. So Squiffy does some recon. Flies. Yeah. Are you gonna see through him? at all?
Yeah, just try
Okay.
to see further
Yeah.
into the tunnel from
Yeah.
his point of view.
So there is a large access point here, a large tunnel. There is also a slab of stone. There's a slab of stone in front of this part of the cave.
Like
And
in
it
a
seems like
garage
it-
door kind of way?
Like, kind of, yeah, in a garage door kind of way. And there seems to be a little hole in the slab. Doesn't go all the way through, just a little divot, and writing. Squiffy's eyes are not so good that it can see the writing, but there's writing and a little cubby.
Has Diedrich been down here before? I mean, I know it was a long time ago, but
You have been down here before. The general geography is the same, but that slab is unfamiliar to you.
okay. All right, gang. I think we should be. I'm gonna. Yeah, let's go over the plan because like we're trying to find the king beneath, which I have never met. I've never met this guy. Okay, I've just worked for him via his patrons or whatever, and some other higher up guys. But I've never met this guy. So I think we should be kind of sneaky until we can't be sneaky anymore. I don't know if we should be asking around for him. I doubt we get an audience.
Do you anticipate us running into other people down here?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. It's just like a Diedrich voice cracks a little bit.
People that you're afraid of? People that you're frightened of?
Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't say afraid, but
Okay.
embarrassed. It's like a high school reunion
your-
kind of thing.
Your voice and your face make it seem like maybe
Everything's
maybe
fine.
You would be afraid. Are you
Everything's
sure?
fine, Jay. Everything's fine.
I'm just trying to understand what we should.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, so you get.
Yeah, I want to walk
continue-
forward, but can I?
The two of us just like top tier social interaction.
Yes,
10 out
yes.
of 10.
Yep.
Amazing.
Can I sneak though? Like, can I try to stay hidden?
Yeah, roll me stealth.
So I gotta go back to my core.
Nice. Yeah. You find footholds that don't splash. You see the areas that are okay, and you walk into this area and without incident.
Cool. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna go any further
Like,
than
should we
this.
be following?
Yeah, can
If you'd
Hardtack
like.
follow those footsteps?
Yeah, is it
Yeah.
possible for us
as
to, like,
Awesome.
sort of take note of the way
Yeah.
Diedrich's
absolutely.
walking and
Cool.
Absolutely.
That kind of like
Yeah.
help if they were to roll stealth. Like I know you maybe aren't
maybe.
doing it, but would that count? That they could like follow my stealthiness and attempt?
So for things like this, I treat it as a group roll.
Cool. Okay.
So if you're taking point on this, for example, if you're in the forest, for example, when you were tracking down Juniper, Raven took point on the survival. So Raven's survival check was the party's
Cool.
survival check.
Awesome.
So for this, you're taking point. You're pointing out the
Yeah.
footholds.
Yeah, Diedrich is
everyone
making
is
a lot of
following
hand
suit.
motions. Not all of them make sense.
So,
Yeah.
It, like, makes sense, right? Like if I'm following you, I'm gonna put my feet exactly where you
Right.
put your feet.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
And all
Can
of
I
you
try
have
to
dark
sneak a little bit
vision,
further
so-
than this? Then?
we can all see.
Uh,
Direct
Except for
dark.
Raven.
Sorry.
Actually, Raven, you don't have dark vision.
Sick.
Gonna hold my
You're a
hand.
human.
Yeah.
I have my wolf though. My wolf
That's
has
true.
dark vision, yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Ride
Okay,
him.
what if
like
I
a
just
mini
like
horse.
hop on my wolf's back? What if I
Yeah.
just like, ride a wolf?
Ride your horse.
Please ride your
Or
freaking
your
wolf.
wolf like a horse?
That big. It-
Okay, fine. Okay. Fine.
Come
yeah, you can at
on.
least, like put your hand on its back.
Yeah,
and it
like
will-
maybe just like on
feel
its
it.
like resting on its neck to like guide me a little.
Yeah. And the wolf, you feel it lean a little bit, its body weight against your leg, and then it begins moving.
Love my
And you-
my wolf.
I need to build a
Yeah.
relationship with that wolf. I feel like you won't like me.
Can-
Eventually, yes. Sorry, go ahead.
Can Squiffy fly over to that slab to get a closer
Absolutely.
look at the writing?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
thereby I'm looking at the writing and I've got Eyes of the Runekeeper so I can read it and
Oh,
know
shit.
what it means.
Yeah. That's fine.
All of that
So-
just happened. Damn. Wait, can you
So-
explain what's happening? Like, do you have what is what you just said?
Yeah,
So-
I can RP it. Like so
Yeah.
Hardtack is took his final like the steps and followed Diedrich to a bit and just kind of stopped for a second. Does a little blink, eyes turn white. Squiffy, you can't see him, but his Hardtack's eyes are in Squiffy now. Squiffy just kind of gently, not very loudly flaps his wings, but just kind of tries to hop up as high as he can and glide over
Mhm.
to the tablet or the stones, just kind of sitting there looking down at it, and Hardtack is again just kind of standing there but trying to read what's
Mhm.
going on.
Yeah.
And you have a way
Yeah.
of reading the runes?
Yeah, I have
Yes.
Eyes of the Runekeeper, so I can read everything that
Cool.
is written down.
Damn.
Read all writing, which is
Yeah.
great. The hole is about the size of a hand,
Uh-oh.
and
As of a
above-
ham? Sorry.
What is it with you and hams?
You said ham stand or ham
Hamstring?
hamstring? and I'm not gonna get over it anytime soon, bestie.
Above the hole is writing. It says, "I have a head and tail, but no legs." And that's all it says.
A
And then
bird.
Squiffy
A duck.
lands and patiently waits for the rest of you to catch up.
Nail. You tell us this?
Yeah.
Hartek?
Yeah,
You can all approach the door if you want.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that.
right.
A horse, but without legs.
Oh.
And
Can
have
you
we
say it
figured
again?
out what this area is that stairs down?
Yeah,
with
is
some
that-
light showing through
yeah.
it?
So that seems like it seems like it was stairs, but whatever was there collapsed,
Got it.
and there's just a few pinpricks of light poking through.
Can I do an investigation on the door?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, roll an investigate. I'm gonna move the rest of you up.
It's a door.
So with a 10, it definitely seems like the door. It definitely there's no handle, there's no keyhole, there's no anything. It looks like the slab is set there. Not quite naturally, but it is there.
Just push his hand in the hole.
Okay. that
No,
happens.
wait, no. No.
He already said the
think
DM
you-
No,
thing that
no,
says
no,
it
no, no.
happens.
No, he doesn't do that.
Wrong.
Okay.
Wait, how big is the hole?
It's about hand sized.
All right, we
It's
went over this,
ham
didn't we?
size, Juniper.
I forgot. I got distracted by the ham. And how many hams are there? Just wondering.
Just the thought of hams. Yeah. It's about hand sized.
Okay. I mean, incidentally, are those two things all that different? Okay, I'm sorry. I feel like I have an idea for this riddle, but Juniper wouldn't know this, so good luck, besties. Can you say the riddle again?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just put it in chat.
AJ, any ideas?
It says, "I have a head and tail, but no legs."
Raven?
Oh, a coin?
Hey,
sorry.
that's smart.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Oh, is it like a wishing well? Can I throw a coin in there?
I got a
This is so
silver
silly.
piece.
I'm so sorry.
You
Do
can.
it, try
you
it.
can.
Yeah,
Got some
try it.
silver pieces if you don't want to get rid of a whole gold coin.
Yeah, if you're willing to part with one, maybe.
Are we putting a
Just-
coin in the ham hole?
Artak pulls out the coin purse and shakes it a little bit and has to rifle through it to actually find the 7 silver pieces that he has.
rich.
And then he'll pull it out and finds it, and he just kind of
Thanks.
does a little
Nice.
flick
So
and
you
try to get into the
flick it in, it spins end over end and lands right in the hole. And as it does, the slab raises up.
No way. Oh my god, Ariel, you're so
go.
freaking smart.
You have the biggest fucking brain.
Such a big
Sorry.
brain.
Nice. Revealing a twisty, windy, further descending path, which you go down.
Yeah, Dietrich
Very
goes.
nice,
Yeah,
very
Dietrich's
nice.
in.
Nice.
Nice.
The path leads you to a very large area. There is a human man lazily sitting on one of these barrels that are overturned. I'll maximize him so you can see what he looks like.
Do I recognize him?
This guy, no. He lazily looks up. I'm assuming you're all following Diedrich.
Yes.
He looks up when you all get in. And he's got these 2 blades that he seems to be cleaning. And he says, "Hello. Seems you're clever enough to get past the first door." and he sheathes his swords, and he leans back up against the wall, and he says, "Now, tell me, why should I let you pass?"
Why would you want us to stay?
He says, "Oh, you can't stay. You either go forward or go back."
Can I go forward? Can I go forward?
Yeah. Why should my question is why should I let you pass?
Can Raven step forward and say, do you really want to hang out with this guy for that much longer? Why don't you just do us all a favor and just let us keep moving?
Dietrich
We'll
puts
get
his
this
hands
kid
on
out
his
of your
hips.
hair.
And, yeah, it's like
My wolf won't shit on your floor. Like, let's just, let's just go, buddy. It's fine. We passed the test.
We solved your riddle.
He says, "You got any incentive for me? Eh? Anything monetarily? Anything that goes clink clink? Know what I'm saying?"
I have some good berries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll take a couple of good berries. How good are we talking? We talking have a good time, or I'm not gonna remember the weekend.
I mean,
damn, where are my
how
psychedelic
do
mushrooms
you-
when I need them?
how do you define a good time? If you really enjoy your health and that's valuable to you, and you think that you have a really good time when you're feeling physically tip-top shape, then I'm sure these would give you a good time. I don't really know if I can speak to your memory or how much you'd remember from weekends generally, so I think it would be really difficult to infer how much of an effect these might have on that, but we could have a conversation.
This is so good. This is so...
I think they're delicious, if that counts for anything.
Is there such a role as confusion? Jay attacked with confusion.
Can I just take out a gold piece and just flick it at him and start walking past?
Yeah, so you flick the gold piece, he catches it without breaking eye contact with you, Juniper, and he takes a single berry, and he pops in his mouth, and he says, "Wait," to you, Raven, and he says, Don't go into the room with the statue. Go past that. Go to the south way. Do not take the west way."
Why?
He says, "Well, you're gonna have a real bad time if you go west." And he twirls the coin between his fingers, puts it in his pocket. He says, "Those berries were damn good. Yeah, you weren't kidding."
Is there any way that Hardtack can check whether he's telling the truth or not?
Yeah, roll me an insight.
Dietrich elbows Raven. Oh, we're going in the room with the statues.
So it seems like he's being honest with you. He gives you he looks at you, and you're doing the like, we see like the two bars only on your eyes, and he says, "Oh, don't worry. I'm just here to make sure that you're amicable. Seems like you are. Those that don't do too well in this part of the test, well, I tell them to take the statue room. I tell them there's treasure there. There ain't no treasure there, trust me."
Depends on your definition of treasure, huh?
And
Dietrich does not say that, sorry.
He leans back, he takes his little dagger out, starts picking his teeth with it, and you continue on.
I liked that guy.
Puddle. Yeah, there's a small puddle. It's like ankle deep, less than ankle deep. It just seems like this is where all of the water is dripping from when you first entered the cave. It seems like the water's dripping here. You notice that there are two more points of egress. There's one to the south and one to the west. He told you to take the south path. Dietrich, you peer into the west path, and you do see that there is indeed a room with a statue in it. I want you to roll me a perception check.
Oh, okay.
With advantage.
Okay, bestie.
He gave you a
Yeah.
warning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
so
thing,
not
too.
a 2. 13.
Good thing.
So, at first, you just see a statue. But you squint, remembering to check, and you hear this, like...
Oh my fucking god.
It sounds like sharp things poking into the ground many, many times over.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's really tempting to go in there. Just like see, there's like,
Why?
I don't know. It sounds cool.
Toss some
Are
your
we
balls in there.
all over there, or is it just?
Yeah, come on
Dietrich
down.
right now?
Yeah, you can move your minis if you want.
Come
Like,
on
you have-
down.
you have control of your
Uh,
minis and you can move your shit.
I like to imagine that the wolf just like nudges his leg like forward.
So it doesn't go in
Yeah.
there.
You see as Diedrich begin to lean forward, and the wolf just like whoosh, like pushes you into the other way.
Dietrich puts on his cape of billowing right now, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I
Absolutely.
haven't done anything with it, but I'm wearing it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't move Squiffy.
Oh shit! I'm gonna
Squiffy.
next.
Bye,
Yeah,
Squiffy.
Squiffy. Whoops. Oh well.
Peace out,
Yeah,
Squiff.
Can.
Yes.
Never mind. I feel like that's too much risk. I was thinking like maybe Squiffy
Fly
like,
in there
does a
and
little
you
fly
check
in
it
there
out,
and, like, peer
mhm.
around, but
It's up to you. I just gave you control of Squiffy, so you should
Okay.
be able to.
no, Squiffy will just follow along.
Okay.
Throw something
Nice.
in that room. Toss something in there.
No, really though.
Toss. You got a whole bag of balls.
I
don't you?
do have a bag of balls. Wait,
Oh,
okay.
boy's got a bag of balls.
Dietrich throws one of the ball bearings down into the room.
Okay. You toss it in, and you hear the as it bounces, and it lands at the foot of the stairs. And as it stops moving, you hear this horrible sound, this screech, as a creature leaps from the ceiling and
Holy
lands on the ball.
Oh God. Holy sh! What?
I'll blow it up so you can see what it looks like.
Ugh!
This
That is
creature lands
just
on the ball,
disgusting.
I hope it
crushes
doesn't
it.
turn.
and then
Hello?
it puts it in its mouth, and then it skitters back up the ceiling and disappears.
Dietrich fucking sprints away.
I like to think that all of us were like not there with you.
Yeah. No one
We were
believes
just
me.
moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just hear Mikhail's like, Diedrich, come on! What's going on?
Dietrich
Yeah,
comes
but-
back
It's
very
like-
pale. Yeah.
Yeah. You eventually get to another room.
Ooh, fancy.
In this room, there is a small altar with a small green carpeted path that bisects the room. There is a point of egress over here. Diedrich, you walk forward.
Mhm.
As soon as your foot touches the
Uh-oh.
carpet, I need you to roll me a dexterity save.
I should have come in. Yeah.
Oh no, you're still there.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
I need you to roll me a dexterity save.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
no.
So as soon as you set foot on the
Diedrich's
carpet,
dead.
these spikes
Ow!
shoot up. And Diedrich, you're going to take a little bit of piercing damage. You're taking 4 points of piercing damage.
Oh my
These
God.
spikes, they cut you up. They're these small, it almost looks like they're made of broken glass. And they shatter, some of them shatter as they hit your foot, some of them just continue going up. And you take a step back,
Ouch.
and that happens.
Guys, don't step on the carpet.
Diedrich, do you want some berries?
Yes.
Okay, come here.
He like fills his mouth with them.
Okay, how many? Is it one hit point per berry? Is that what we decided?
Yeah. So you
Take
have, so
I-
you conjured,
4.
you
I wanna take
conjured
4,
10
okay.
berries, you gave 1 to Brian, you gave 2 to the guy, and now you're giving 4 to Diedrich.
that's
so you have
okay.
3 berries left.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.
I mean, yeah,
Thank
because I can.
you.
I don't want to hold on to them because they lose, like their.
Yeah,
I think they only
disappear
last like
after a
24
day.
hours, basically.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
Yeah.
Dietrich is sulking and eating berries.
Are they tasty?
They're really good, Juniper. Jay.
Yeah.
If he's
They're
gonna kind of hover over the altar, not like sit down or just kind of, tread air above them and try to investigate if there's anything with the altar, if there's any sort
Okay.
of writing or runes or magic or
Yeah.
I mean anything like that.
Yeah, roll me an investigate.
Hop off, King.
So the altar looks like it was originally. It looks like this was originally dedicated to some kind of old god. You don't really know
Like a
what
temple?
old god. Yeah, it looks like this used to be a temple that was hollowed out. The trap is so old that it seems like this was actually meant to be there from the original purpose of the temple.
Cool. Can I use my thieves' tools to try and
Disarm the trap?
disarm the trap? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Cool.
Roll me thieves' tools.
I think that's what I was
Yeah, it's in the bottom
I
left
s-
part of your character sheet.
I click on it, but nothing happened.
You click on thieves' tools?
Yeah.
Did
In the
it
tools,
is it-
proficiencies, and custom skills.
Yeah.
It turns red and lets me click, but nothing's popping up in the.
Does it say input value? when it
No,
pops
I don't
up?
have a pop. Oh, the pop up shut up. Hold on. Took a second. Yeah, so it's asking me to pick a thing.
Yeah, so you're gonna pick dexterity.
Got it. Yes.
Oh
Nice.
my god.
Let's go.
Yeah, Diedrich, you look at the bottom of the altar where it seems like there are a series of strings that are attached to pressure points all throughout the carpet, and you open a panel, and you begin to cut those strings.
Hell yeah.
And it seems like you're good. You've disarmed the trap. Nice job.
All right, teacher, go try out your work. He kind of pats him on the back, pushes him back towards it.
Dietrich is very hesitant and lifts a foot up over the green carpet and then lightly presses a toe down. Just very
Press the toe down. Nothing happens.
Okay, then he does a little dance and skip and like da 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 on the carpet.
Awesome. Yeah, you start just tapping away on the carpet, and nothing happens. You do sense that you're just stepping on pressure plates just everywhere.
Yeah.
but nothing's happening.
Hell
Hardtack
yeah.
kind of walks on the carpet, gives him a pat on the back. Good job there, boy, and keeps walking.
He
past him.
whimpers.
Nice. Okay. Getting to the next room. So first, there's a small set of stairs that overlooks a vast chasm.
Chasm? Jesus.
First we have a crevasse. Now we have a chasm.
Dungeon
I'm just all
levels, am I
about
right?
those wide open spaces that you don't wanna fall through.
Sing it.
Dang it.
So,
Sorry.
yeah. Alright.
I'm done. I'm sorry.
So you walk into
Sing
this
it.
room, and
I hate this.
yeah, it just seems like you look down below, it is unimaginably far of a fall.
Christ.
There are also slight gusts of wind that come up.
This is literally a
and
level of
flicker some
overcooked.
torches. I don't know that, but okay.
Okay.
Would it be far enough down for Squiffy to like get close to the bottom and take a look and maybe grab things?
Maybe. Do you want to try?
Yeah, Squiffy's gonna
Okay.
try to fly down to
Okay.
see if he could get to the
The-
bottom.
Squiffy just.
Nose
from
dives.
Squiffy's perspective, we just hear the rush. It's like as Squiffy is just diving down, and at the last second, his wings come out, and he stops, and he flaps them, lands on the ground, The ground is covered in bodies. It stinks, and it seems as though there are these gusts of air that almost moves Squiffy around. Even as he was dive bombing, the air was so strong that it shifted him to the side occasionally.
Yikes.
Does Squiffy see anything of value on this bodies that have hit the floor?
Uh,
I thought I was the
Uh,
rogue.
there's like 3 silver pieces.
All right,
that he
Squiffy
scrapped.
just grabs, and starts flying
Yeah.
back up.
Fucking
And he
pirate.
flies back up. As he flies back up, the wind is just battering him. he almost takes damage from hitting the sides of the wall. But eventually he gets back up and he lands on your shoulder and he looks a little shaken, but he, in his small monkey hand, gives you a little pouch.
Yeah, so Hardtack blinks back into his own person, and it's probably a good idea that we don't fall down there. We don't want to join them down there for sure.
Do you just have your monkeys steal money from dead bodies at the bottom of a chasm?
Well, they're not going to use it, are they?
But
He
you
just kind
are.
of uncomfortably laughs. Oh, of course, yes.
Interesting. Okay, I completely don't understand, but okay.
So Mikhail, she takes a tentative step onto the bridge. And she says, "Is this it?"
Be careful, Mikhail.
She says, "Oh no, I'm not going first."
Do we have rope?
Oh,
Zip line.
Yeah,
This has
rope.
worked for us before. I'm wondering if maybe we should rope up. Wait,
Zip line.
rope up. Wait, rope. Tie
Lucky
each
for
other
us, I
up.
happen
Wait.
to have lots of rope and an
Tie
excellent
each other-
shot. So
tie each other up. Wait.
maybe I can help here.
Maybe you can tie us up. Wait.
50 Shades of Jay.
Sorry. Okay. The only problem that I foresee with this wonderful plan, I have a four-legged dog with me, very large pup that not really gonna be able to shuffle through the zip line. So I can do that 100%, and y'all can get across. But this, I'm not gonna leave my wolf behind.
Can you tie the wolf to you?
On your back.
I mean, it's not going to be comfortable,
It's
but
like if I can't ride him, that he can't ride me. But that's a
Correct.
cool. Okay.
I for the record, I'm not saying ride. I just mean like fast him a little
I just don't want to
harness.
strap him to my back, like.
No, but like a harness of rope. I'm talking rope. But yeah, okay. But I guess for the record, we don't have to. I didn't necessarily, when I suggested rope, I wasn't necessarily exclusively saying zip line. I think that it might make sense to just tie a
Tether.
yeah, a tether. That's the word I'm looking for.
Oh, so in
Thank
case we
you.
fall.
Yeah, so that we don't end up at the bottom.
Okay.
How far can my wolf jump?
Your wolf has a standing jump of its. I believe your standing jump is your strength modifier. That amount of feet. No, of your strength. Your strength's. Yeah, strength modifier. You can, but with a running jump, it could probably jump about 10 feet.
So I also have a running jump via second story work. You get,
Right.
in addition, you can make a running jump. The distance you cover increases by a number of feet equal to your dexterity modifier.
Right.
So my dexterity modifier is 2. What does that mean?
Right. So your strength modifier is 1, your dexterity modifier is 2, so you'll add those together.
So 3 feet?
You can. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
does
it doesn't seem like a
I'm
lot.
gonna do it. Hold on.
Okay. Quick googling.
D&D.
Jump
spell.
I feel like
D&D.
it's gotta be. We're professionals.
Yeah.
While this is happening, can Squiffy just kind of be hopping along
Your strength
the bridge?
score. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, so
go
you
ahead.
roll for it?
No. You can jump a number of feet up to your strength score, not your modifier.
What is my strength score?
That's your long jump. So, for example, Diedrich, you have a strength of 13, so you can do a long jump.
Wait, where are you
like a
seeing
running
strength of
long jump of
13?
13.
It's on it's the number
It's like-
underneath the
It's
modifier.
in the
I
little
think.
bubble.
Oh, okay.
It says strength 1 and then
Yeah.
13.
Okay.
So you have a strength score. I knew it was score of 13. So you can do a long jump, like a running long jump of 13 feet.
So
But
mine
with
says
your second story work.
yeah.
You can add your dexterity modifier, which is 2. So now you can jump 15 feet.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Okay. Diedrich wants to take one end of the row.
So
I
all right.
think.
So Squiffy, gets
Just
to
been
about
hopping along.
So Sweefy gets to about this point, and when he takes a step here, he falls through the bridge. The bridge seems like an illusion at that point.
And he
Gotcha.
flies.
He flies back up and lands here. He looks very shaken. He actually lands on your shoulder, hardtack. It doesn't seem
Perfect.
like he's willing to do that again.
Doesn't
Okay,
want to
wait.
keep hopping.
Wait, because like, this is not.
Yes.
Don't go there. Okay. Can Diedrich wants to. Okay, so they got all the way here though. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Diedrich wants to try. Can I roll a ball bearing across here?
Yeah.
How heavy are the ball bearings?
Here. Can you see my?
Nope.
Here, like
Yeah,
across
left
this
click
way.
and hold. Oh, awesome. Yes. Yeah. So you take a ball bearing and you just roll it, and it seems to roll along this surface.
Okay,
And
cool.
It just rolls right onto the platform here.
Okay. Can Diedrich try to put one foot out in front of him?
Yeah.
Do I catch? Do I get footing?
Yeah.
I feel like
stable footing.
Juniper gas.
Diedrich does it again. Another foot out.
You die. No. Yeah.
Okay, so I make it. Yeah.
Yeah. You make it.
All right, guys, follow my foot.
Diedrich, how did you know to do that?
I honestly just roll a ball bearing. I don't know. No, Diedrich.
Nice.
Diedrich. Never mind. Diedrich puts his hands on his hips and bone boy.
Swiffy just flies.
Nice.
He doesn't want to
Ah.
get close to the bridge again, so he just knows where I am and flies over.
Nice. So you find yourselves in a very large room.
Oh shit.
There are people in this room.
We've made a mistake.
There are people in this room, and a
Like
couple of
fighting?
them look at you. The one,
Like-
no. They're just hanging out. And one of them looks up at you and says, "Hey, seems that you made it past all the obstacles."
Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey, good job. And he walks right up to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you and animals. And
A big ass
he
party.
says, "You here for work? You here to see the king?"
Here to see the king. Diedrich says.
Yeah, good for you. Good on you. Hey, you look familiar. Have I seen you before?
Just one of those faces.
Ah. Yeah, all right.
Diedrich
That's
makes
fine.
his cape, uses a bonus action to make his cape billow dramatically.
So he gestures up north. It's just one of those faces.
Yeah. No, I'm
And the
imagining the
cape
cape is very Snape. Is that what you were imagining?
It can be if you'd like.
It's
That's
very
fine.
Snape, you know,
It's
like
Snape.
when he turns
Okay.
corners, he like flips it, and like when he
Turns-
walks, it like trails
Yeah.
billowing behind him. Yeah.
That seems fine.
Cool.
So there's one lady that's sitting at a table and she says, "Hey, I want that cape. How much you want for that cape?"
900 gold.
She's like, "Ah, fuck, that's too expensive." And she just goes back to eating. Up ahead, there are a series of stone bridges. The guy that came up to you before, he calls out, he says, "Oi, King, you got some visitors." And you hear this loud boom, this boom, boom,
My God.
boom. And the bridges realign themselves. So they are one vertical bridge that you can cross.
Cool.
Would you like to cross the bridge?
Can't
To
say it like
get
that,
to the-
Tyler. I'm scared. Yeah, I guess so. Unless if you guys don't want Diedrich doing the talking, you better fucking stop him now, besties. Diedrich's going.
I think this might be Diedrich's quest to
Oh
to
boy.
do.
Okay.
You can all follow him. It's a solid bridge. Like I know that the map has them horizontal, but they have shifted so that you can all cross.
Is there such
Yeah,
thing as
I'll go
roll
with.
for flattery? Like, can I?
Yeah, it's persuasion.
Okay.
All right, so you cross.
Yeah. cool. This
On
is a
the
cool
other
map.
side, thank you. This is another thing that I Patreon for.
I love it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really
So, sitting at a table is a creature that does not look very human. I will blow them up so you can see them for what they are.
Sick.
This creature
Is that fucking Medusa?
This does look like she has snakes for hair, and she looks incredibly bored.
Looks
And
incredibly
as you
fine. Sorry.
Nice. And she, you notice that she doesn't look directly at any of you, and she says, "Welcome, adventurers." That's not her voice. No, that is her voice. She says, "Welcome, adventurers. I am the king beneath."
The snake lady is the king beneath?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Is that are you a queen? Are you a king? It doesn't matter.
She
What
says,
is gender? Am I right?
"It's a title passed to those who inherit the Underguild. The most recent king beneath."
Cool. All right, Dread Pirate Roberts. I'm Diedrich the Odd, also known as Bone Boy, and I was just wondering. Yeah, I mean,
We aren't either.
okay, not gonna lie, I low key forgot why I needed this guy's help.
Mikhail, she kind of
That's
elbows you. She
Yeah,
says,
Diedrich is stumbling on his words.
She says, "We need to find out about these zombies. We need to figure out any
Right.
information about who's doing, the whole raising the dead in the city, that thing."
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, Diedrich's like, okay, got it. So, I was wondering if I'm a city dweller myself. Is Hardtech still wearing the I Love Sunhome shirt?
Yes.
These are my city slickers over here. And I just, there's been some weird things going on, and I just want to know that me and my friends are safe. Have you seen? I go on these adventures, and there's these zombies, and I don't know. Zombies are not fun. Do you know anything about zombies?
So she looks up for the first time, and her eyes are this milky white marble color. And she slowly walks up to you, Diedrich, and she raises your chin a little, so you're looking at her in the eyes. And she says, "Are you afraid of me, boy?"
No.
So she cracks a grin, and you see small fangs coming out of her mouth.
I'm in love
And
with her.
She says, "I remember hearing about a small young tiefling who botched a job."
Well, it wasn't me. I just got here.
Her grip on your chin is getting a little tighter.
Can my cheeks puff up? I just got here. I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
She says, "Don't lie to me, boy. You're looking a Gorgon in the eyes. That is a poor decision."
What's a gorgon?
The snakes begin to...
I'm sorry. Okay, it was me. I botched a job, and please don't hurt me. I just listen. I was young. I was like 10. I can't. I'm better now.
She releases you. She says, "I have information that you will seek. That you do seek. Nothing is for free, though. Everything has a price."
Name your price.
She says, well, are you all willing to pay in gold or favors?
Daedric looks at Hardtack. I have 0 gold.
Hardtack just kind of holds his hand on his pocket to try to hide the bulge of gold. The bulge of gold in his pocket.
Sorry, the what?
Golden bulge.
Ew. Crevasse.
And asks her, how much gold and what are the favors?
She says, the gold is substantial. I would say 100 gold pieces would do. Or you can do a job for me. Not now, of course, but when I need you, I will call upon you.
But I botched the last
All of us,
job.
or just this boy here, like pats him on the head between his horns.
All of you, I don't trust that this boy can get it done on his own.
Daedric is like, shrugs, like, that's fair. I did botch the last one.
Question. Did Hardtack see anybody in that big room, like, drinking with each other?
Yeah, a couple of people were drinking.
Okay, let me throw an idea past you. Can Hardtack say, 100 gold, eh? Alright. Give me a few minutes and go to the other room and
Okay.
try to go to the group of people that are drinking
Okay.
and bet them gold that he can drink more than
Hell
they can
yeah.
without passing out and blacking out drunk.
You know what?
We'll be back with the money.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we'll be back with the money, and I want to go. I want to come
Okay.
with you.
So, Hardtack, you approach this group of people in the south.
Can we come? Like,
Yeah, you can all
okay,
follow.
I
if you
definitely
we
am going to be
gotta walk.
cheering on for this beer pong that's about to happen in here.
want. Yeah, I think even Mikkel is standing right behind you, Hardtack. These 4 underguild members, they're chugging their beers and turn to you. And yeah, I'm gonna say that this woman from before that wanted Diedrich's cape is there too. She looks up at you, Hardtack. She's like, "Oh, you! What do you want?"
I see you're drinking here.
Oh
Might,
yeah.
would you fancy a bit of a drinking game?
Oh yeah. Oh well, we love drinking games here,
Yeah.
don't we, lads? And
Yeah.
they all just start chuckling. She says,
And would you fancy a wager on a drinking game?
So at that, they all begin to look at each other, and they all start laughing, and she takes a big tankard of ale, puts it on the table, and she thinks, "So, you think you can outdrink old Winifred, do you?"
Yes, yes.
And
Might be able to. I'd wager a bet on it.
at that, the others all back away from the table.
Oh my fucking god.
She sits on a statue of a person that has been crumbled in half, and she sits on the waist of the statue. She leans in and she slides the big tankard over to her, and she turns off to the side so she can look at you, and she just starts chugging, and it takes like 30 seconds, puts the tankard down. She says, "Reload!" And some other thief comes over, refills the tankard, and she puts a platinum piece down. And she says, "Your move, old man who loves Sunhome."
Got him.
So Hardtack says, I understand, and reaches into his pack and pulls out his tankard of sobriety that he had just picked up from the store,
Oh my
slams
God.
it down on the table.
Oh,
and
Tyler
says,
didn't know. Tyler didn't know that that's
And
what was
says-
happening.
I drink like a civilized person. And then
Oh.
pours and drinks and pours and drinks and pours and drinks and pours and drinks
Oh my
until
God.
the tankard is empty, and then
Totally
puts
forgot about this.
puts
Yeah, I also
10.
I love that you
Well,
guys
it's-
didn't know that this was happening. Like, I knew from this second Hardtack was like, oh, I got the money. Like,
I
this was happening.
completely forgot about this.
So one platinum
Yes,
piece
good
is
job.
10 gold, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I
And
take
so-
10 gold out of my pocket and put it on the table and say,
Yeah.
Yum.
So this continues as she says, "Oh, double or nothing," and you continue until you get to that 100 gold mark, and at the end she is swaying in her chair, and she says, "Oh, you can't outdrink old Winifred. I outdrank a bear once," and she just her head lands on the table, and you win. You get your 50 and her 50 combined to this 100 gold.
Diedrich is fucking hollering.
Yeah,
Let's go.
This guy who was refilling her tank, and he's like, "I don't fucking believe it." And just
Grog Blossom indeed.
hauls her over to here so she can rest.
You're a fucking legend.
God damn, Hardtack.
That was
Nicely
amazing.
done. Nicely done.
Juniper is
Mikhail,
impressed.
yeah, even Mikhail, she gives you a nod of approval and she smiles. And as you're walking back, she kind of puts her arm over your shoulder and she says, "Oh, that was damn quick thinking, Hardtack."
Thank you.
Awesome.
Appreciate it. He belches a little bit, but he tries to hold it in because he still drank it. It doesn't
Yeah.
change the fact that he just
He's
He's
drank.
like
a
really
lot.
gotta piss at this point.
How
Yeah.
to pee.
Yeah.
You really have to pee.
Yeah.
Like, your
So he's
old
like-
bladder.
He's like trying to kind of waddle.
Your
to
poor
not piss
liver.
himself.
Oh
And he's
my
like,
God.
"Oh, thank you," and waddles back over to Medusa
Yeah.
Lady.
So
Hell
you get
yeah.
back to the king beneath with 100 gold.
Fuck yes.
And she like her eyes widen, that you see more of this milky white from her eyes. All of the snakes just whoosh, look at the now full pouch of gold coins and gold and platinum that you have as you hand it to her, and she takes it and she seems to weigh it in her hand, and it seems as though she can tell. She says, her laugh sounds like crinkling leaves, like crunching
ASMR?
leaves that are old and dead. And she
Evil laugh
walks over.
ASMR.
She walks over to the table, puts the pouch on the table, and she says, "Yes, I will tell you what you wish to know."
I feel like we just made her want us to do jobs for her more by coming back instantly with 100 gold. It's like
Oh, she
never gonna
does
leave us
say-
alone now.
Yeah, well, so she says, "There have been undead in the city. The urchins have been taken from the streets." And Mikhail says, "We already know that. What? Tell us something we don't know." And she says, "Well, what you don't know is that there are agents from noble houses, one in particular, that are responsible. Someone has been continuing an old project from a long time ago.
What project?
Well, it started out as the slaver business.
This
Taking
like you're Diedrich is starting to like drop the humor facade. Are they taking the street kids and selling them into slavery again?
So she says, "No, nothing that simple, little boy. They used to take, there used to be a business before my reign as king beneath, where children, people would be obtained from the bordering cities and other regions, and they would be sold into slavery in Sunhome or in other less reputable cities. But ever since that law had come into place that that is no longer possible. They have been using the bodies for other means. And
Other means?
There's various scraps of various papers on the desk, and she pulls a quill out. Actually, no, that's not true. She holds her hand up to one of the snakes in her hair, and she presses in its mouth, and this venom begins to drip onto the page, and she uses the venom to trace out things on the paper.
Holy shit, okay.
And she holds the paper up, and she says, "They go by this sigil." Raven, you recognize it immediately.
Mhm.
As you feel your wrist begin to itch as a
Mhm.
phantom memory. She says, "These slavers are directly linked to whatever is happening. If you find the slavers, you find their employer, and you find these undead monstrosities in the city."
Are they stealing street urchins and turning them into undead? Is that what we're gleaming from this?
That is what I am telling you.
Okay, just clarifying.
Yes.
Diedrich is starting to feel the gravity of the situation and pretty silent.
She looks at you, Diedrich, and she says, "You have been out of the fold for so long. I am surprised they did not get you yet. Though I suppose you are a bit more agile and resourceful than your average street urchin."
I mean, I've been running like my whole life. I know the city like the back of my hand. I've been jumping off of buildings forever, but Tyler, have I ever run into like a situation where I've been tried to get captured? I feel like yes, and like escaped and maybe didn't know that was what was happening.
It's very possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a couple of run-ins that you had with people that you thought were constables, but did not have those uniforms on. You always thought they might be undercover, but now you're seeing it in a different
Right.
light.
Yeah, I'm like the pieces are starting to slide into place. So Diedrich says, I think that maybe I didn't know how close I came to being one of the undead. Do you offer
Yes.
protection for people in the guild? How come your ranks haven't gone down?
None would dare abduct an underguild member. My people are more useful than the mindless undead. They would escape. The last time one of mine disappeared, it was of their own doing, not of whoever these slavers are. And she looks up at all of you now. She says, "You're clearly a resourceful bunch. If you ever are looking for work, I would be more than happy to hire you, and I would pay handsomely." And she jingles that pouch of coins. Think about it.
Diedrich just saw like a whole future for himself of joining the Underguild and becoming king of the king beneath and
Look,
yeah.
squad goals,
Right?
you know?
Yeah.
Hardtack's doing the potty dance right now. He's just,
Yeah.
just standing there like,
Juniper wants to get a little closer to Raven and just like, hey, are you okay?
I think at this point, Raven would just be shaking her head and
Yeah, you're not
very
telling
quiet.
us, right? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Juniper doesn't really know what to do. She just puts a hand on Raven's shoulder for a second and then takes it off and then offers her a berry.
A lot from Juniper, actually. That was really empathetic.
Yeah. That was nice.
You want a berry? They're tasty.
I think Raven would have just like hold her hand out because I'm fully healed. I don't have a need for a berry. And
tasty.
I think Raven tummy might be upset a little from anxiety, so it might just be like, you know.
Yeah, Diedrich's
Aw.
not looking happy right now. considering taking
Raven,
up the
Juniper,
offer.
you can give yourselves hero points. Nice little
Besties.
inter-party moment.
You mean bestie points?
Bestie points.
Yeah, sure.
Best 2 points.
Sure. The king beneath, she then sits back down at her table, and she says, "If there is no other business, I am a very busy Gorgon."
Thanks,
For
mommy.
me,
I
and,
mean,
and Hardtack just kind of like runs out along the bridge back into the room with the big chasm and just starts peeing into the chasm. So he's just gotta go.
Oh my god.
not the chasm.
Unbelievable.
Not the pee in the
chasm.
chasm.
I'll be damned. Hardtack, give yourself a hero.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It wouldn't be this party if there wasn't a hero point for pee.
I mean, I'm not gonna. All right. So
You it's too late. You did it already.
You did it already. This is Bone Boy all over again.
oh my god, this is 1,000 times worse than Bone.
Piss boy.
Yeah. So
This man, excuse me.
Sorry.
His grandpa.
Piss
There it is.
so you head
Grandpa
out
pee pee.
after you're done peeing, and you leave. You get back to Mikhail's, and she says, "All right, well, I guess we have to find these slavers, but I don't know anything about that. Any of you heard of anything like this?"
Listen, I didn't really know what was happening. I just assumed brutes were brutes. I didn't think they had ulterior motives. And, well, if they're looking for street urchins, and, well, well, listen, we could use me as bait.
Might have an idea.
Yeah?
I'm familiar with the symbol that these people use.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Ha-
I think Raven would roll her sleeve up and show the group her wrist.
Raven?
On Raven's wrist is a symbol matching the symbol that the king beneath wrote on the paper of the slavers.
Not to break
Raven.
the silliness, but we got like a little, little cameo, just like a little cameo.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Raven.
the camera can even see that.
No, yeah. Or at least I could. But yeah. And so we fade from the party all looking at each other and at the symbol on Raven's wrist. We fade to an alley in Sunhome. We're in the early hours of the morning. It's too soon for the first rays of dawn to find the city just yet. The streets are deserted, save for two cloaked figures standing but a few feet from each other. The first man removes his hood. "Someone's talking. Put your fucking hood back up," the second man snaps. The first man rolls his eyes and pulls his hood over his face before continuing. "We don't know who it is, but it's being looked into. How did you find out about the leak?" The first man slowly reaches inside of his cloak and pulls out a scrap of paper. "We think it's a government official. Our sources don't have a name yet, but this is not something we can take lightly." The second man pauses for a minute. "If someone is looking into this, we need them found. I don't care how you do it, just get it done." The first man nods his head and leaves. The second man walks into the street, breathing in the night air. He looks up at the night sky. It doesn't matter. They can find out everything there is to know. At this point, they can't stop us.